Hi you guys, welcome to the very first card of the Halloween card series. I'm starting out this series with a Whippersnapper's design stamp called the Tombstone Graveyard, and I'm just in love with Whippersnapper design stamps. They are so cute and so fun and easy to color. I'm starting out with a series of cool grays and starting from lightest to darkest, working my way back to light again. And I'm using C03, C05, and C07. And I'm adding a touch of V15 to give it like a purple glow, just to coordinate better with the cardstock that I'm going to be using, or the pattern paper that I'm going to be using. So I'm just blending back and forth right now and shading and trying to give it a more cartoony type of coloring. I guess is a way. That was sort of the goal that I was going for, is something fun and not very spooky, I guess. Even though it is a Halloween card, I love cutesy fun stuff, so. So now I'm going to be coloring the moon, and I'm going to be using YR04, YR02, and YR00. And I'm just using the YR04 just barely around the edge, and then working my way in with YR02, and mostly coloring with the YR00 in the center, sort of to make the moon look like it's glowing over the tombstones. Now I'm coloring in the stars using Y02 and Y06, and not really doing too much blending here because the colors, yellows tend to be really similar, so it doesn't take very much work. Just using a flicking motion, I'm coloring in the blades of grass at the edge of the tombstones using YG25, YG67, and YG63. I'm sort of using such a variegated palette of greens just because I want it to look, you know, more dimensional, I guess would be a way of explaining it. I just added a little bit of crystal stickles to the bat that's on the stamped image. I'm using the Stampin' Up! Perfect Plum 80-pound cardstock as my base, and just scoring it in an A2 card size, and just setting that aside. Now I've already prepped everything, and I'm going to be using the Wishful Thinking stamp set and the Bow Bunny's Fright Delight pattern paper. And right here I'm just fussing with my sentiment and my, I'm going to be heat embossing it, and I'm just using my like embossing buddy and everything, because I'm going to be using the Stampendous um, detail embossing powder and amethyst. So, and now I'm fussing with my thing. My cutter got stuck and I couldn't get it to unlock, and I'm having such a hard time with my sentiment today for some really weird reason. It just was not going together for me. So I thought, oh, I'll just get my stamp positioner. It'll work better with this. And then it's such a tiny sentiment, the big old block that I was trying to use was like rock on me, and all this crazy stuff was just going on with it. So, yeah. So I don't even use the sentiment that I filmed making, because I just was not happy with like how not centered my sentiment was, even after I trim it. Just heat embossing. I liked how it turned out. I just didn't like how it wasn't centered on this one. And trying to fuss with it because it's such a tiny strip of paper with my cutter. and just rounding the edges on it, and it was cute rounded. It just didn't look cute because it wasn't centered. It was just, I don't know, maybe that's my OCD, but it had to be centered. So I already got this all prepped and ready to go. I have a layout in mind. When I started this, when the stamp came in the mail, I already knew exactly what paper I wanted to use with it and everything. So I'm just, using some score tape and a 1/4 inch score tape, and just adhering everything. And then that wasn't centered, so now I have to center that again. And oh my gosh, I love this punch. This is the Martha Stewart Creepy Fence Punch, and it's so cute on this card with the graveyard. It looks like it's behind the fence now. I love it. And just matting that with some purple plum cardstock, or perfect plum, sorry. I get tongue-tied. Perfect plum Stampin' Up! Cardstock. And then this ribbon right here is from Michael's in like the dollar bin, but I thought it was so cute because the ends are satin and then it's sheer in the center. I'm sorry, I have to fiddle with it for a minute because it's still sealed. But I do eventually get it, I promise. So just stretching out the ribbon, seeing how much I need for my card, and tying a bow, sort of like off to the side, because I wanted to put my sentiment like not centered. The one thing I don't want to center, it needs to be centered, right? Ugh. So these little bats that I have in my hand, they come from the Spellbinders Nested Bat size, and they're so cute. You get 3 different small ones, all in different positions, and they're so cute. I love them. So I just added some little like bats, and then here I go with the sentiment again, and I'm like, I don't like it. It's bothering me that it's not directly in the middle. So I'm gonna try it and then still decide that I just do not like this sentiment. And then here you can see like I've made a few of them. So just adding some dimensionals. They're, I want to say American Crafts dimensionals. And then some more score tape, and then adhering it to my card base. Just using scraps of paper in the inside to kind of, give it a little something extra. And deciding whether I want to use another piece of the scraps or not. And then that tombstone's actually from Spellbinders also, and it's the nested tombstones. And I also cut out another strip of that creepy fence, and I used it on the edge of the tombstone. I also have pictures at the end of the video so you can see better like detail of the coloring and everything. I noticed my camera, it kind of doesn't really focus that well when it's zoomed in, so that's kind of why it's not super close. I need a new one. And just add in a couple more bats as accents, and then a little stickles to the bats on the front. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video, and stay tuned for card number 2.